Welcome to Zoom Around the Room. In this game, your EHMIS teachers are going to race to find items in their house, kind of like I Spy, and we're going to see who can bring those items back the quickest. We're going to do a couple rounds of this, ending in a championship round a little bit later in the variety show. So let's meet our contestants for round number one. First off, we have Mrs. Ampsacher. Mr.
And my son
Trimpey.
Oliver.
What's up? Best hair on the screen right now.
Mrs. Porter. Mrs. Myers. Miss Fickes. Mr. Quinn. And Mrs. McLay. All right, so here's how this works. We're going to do 3 rounds, and each round, the first person to come back to their screen with their item is going to be awarded 3 points. The second person back to their screen with their item will be awarded 2 points. And the third person back to their screen with their item will be awarded 1 point. Everybody else will get no points for the round, but we will get the opportunity to see what everybody brought back and they can share it out. Okay? Contestants, do you have any questions before we get started? All right, here we go. Your first task is to find something purple. Go. All right. We got everybody back there. That was a quick one. Mrs. Porter was back first. Mrs. Porter brought to us her cell phone case, it looks like.
Yep.
All right, excellent. So that's 3 points to Mrs. Porter. I believe Miss Ampsacher was back next, and she has...
This is a target for one of my son's shooting games.
Ah, very cool. And Mr. Trimpey?
These are some lilacs.
Did you grow those, Mr. Trimpey?
I did.
Didn't. All right. Miss Fickes, what did you bring back to show us?
I have Max's most annoying toy. It literally woke him up that I got it, but I'm just gonna... That is the noise that it makes. So he's very upset right now that I took it.
Mrs. Myers?
So
Soap. Very appropriate. Mr. Quinn?
The lid to some cheese balls.
Ooh. Excellent. Breakfast of champions. And Mrs. McLay?
A binder that I put school stuff in.
All right, very good. All right, so right now, Miss Porter has 3 points, Mrs. Ampsacher and Oliver have 2 points, and Mr. Trimpey has 1 point. All right, everybody ready for round number 2? All right, here we go. This time, you are looking for something that is somehow related to your childhood.
Oh my gosh.
Red.
I'm back.
Grab red.
I can't wait to hear Trimpey's
Oh,
story
boy.
about red.
All right, so
Great.
Mr. Quinn was back first this time. Mr. Quinn, what did you bring back to show us that's related to your childhood?
Baseball bat was my favorite sport to play when I was growing up.
All right, excellent. Next back was Mr. Trimpey.
I brought bread because when I was a child, my grandma used to always make us molasses bread every morning for breakfast, and that brought that memory back.
All right, very good. And Miss Ampsacher came back
Yeah,
third.
I got Toy Story figurines because Toy Story came out when I was a kid. The first one that I watched on repeat nonstop.
All right, excellent. Let's see, Miss Porter, you brought back.
It's a picture of me when I was a little girl with my baby doll.
Oh, very cool. Mrs. Myers.
In trouble. This is mine.
All right, Miss Fickes.
This is a teacher appreciation letter that I wrote in the 3rd grade. That's my signature.
Oh, it's very good for the 3rd grade. And Mrs. McLay.
I have a magazine. It has baby in it, and I was once baby. So
All right, very good.
I was last. So
All right, we currently have a 4-way tie for first place. So we have Miss Ampsacher, Mr. Trimpey, Mr. Quinn, and Miss Porter with 3 points each, and everybody else have not scored any points yet, but that's all right. We have one round left to see if we can get our top 3 scorers. Is everybody ready for this one?
Yeah.
All right. Your task this time is to find something with the words or the logo for Southwestern on it.
Oh my gosh.
Got it.
Ah.
Oh,
Jen.
oh, I'm 4. Darn.
Not a great round there for Mr. Trimpey. It seems like he's still searching. All right, well,
Where's the school spirit?
first back that time was Miss Fickes. Miss Fickes has, I believe she has a Southwestern shirt on as well. Very good.
I do. I had my Strive shirt on, but I wasn't sure if that counted.
All right, second back there was Mrs. McLay.
I have a shirt as well.
All right, and then Miss Ampsacher.
Coaching jacket from when I coached field hockey.
All right, excellent, very good. Let's see, Mr. Trimpey, did you find anything yet?
No.
No, all right. Miss Porter.
I have a EHMIS sweater.
Excellent, yeah, Mrs. Myers.
Shirt.
All right, and Mr. Quinn.
Mustang 5K.
There we go. Very cool. All right, so that was the end of round 3. We can declare that Miss Ampsacher is our first place finisher with 4 points for this round, so she will move on to the championship rounds. We have a 3-way tie for our final 2 positions. So both Mr. Trimpey, Mr. Quinn, and Miss Fickes currently have 3 points. And we can only take 2 of you to the final rounds. So we're going to do a sudden victory. Miss Porter has 3 points. Yes, Miss Porter, you do. Thank you. Sorry about that. All right, so we have a 4-way tie here. Okay, so we can only take 2 of you to the final rounds. So we're going to do a sudden victory situation. The first 2 people back with this item will go on to the final rounds. Okay?
Does everyone have to do this?
No, just the 4.
Yeah.
Just the 4. Unless, I mean, Mrs. Myers, if you guys would like to do it, Ms. McLay, you can, but you don't have to. It's up to you. All right, so Mr. Trimpey, Mr. Quinn, Miss Fickes, Miss Porter, the first 2 finishers, the first 2 people to bring back something that does not belong to you. Go. Ooh, that was close.
Shoot.
All right, I know Mr. Trimpey was back first, and you're holding a wooden spoon, Mr. Trimpey. Can you tell us the story with that?
This is my parents' wooden spoon.
Did they give it to you, or are you just borrowing it?
Actually, I don't have the best internet service at my house, so I had to go to their house today for this meeting.
Oh.
This is
Gotcha.
their, actually, yes, this is their wooden spoon.
Okay.
So were those your mom's lilacs?
They might have been.
All right, and then it was very close between Miss Porter and Mr. Quinn. Mr. Quinn has glasses. Who do they belong to there, Mr. Quinn?
Oh, they're my wife's glasses.
And Miss Porter, what did you bring back?
I'm standing in my apartment, which I rent, which I don't own.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's a tough one. Let's leave it up to the audience. What does everybody else think here?
Mrs. Porter.
Mrs. Porter?
Yeah, that's
All
way
right.
more creative.
All right. Thanks for being a good sport there, Mr. Quinn. So we have
Thank you, Mr. Quinn.
our top 3 finishers. Miss Ampsacher, first place in Group A. Mr. Trimpey, second place in Group A. And Miss Porter, third place in Group A. They will take on our top 3 finishers from Group B, which will be just a little bit later in the show. And then somewhere near the end of the show, we'll have our final round, which is going to be a little bit different. We're going to play it musical chairs style, where we eliminate 1 person each round for the final. All right, so everybody stay tuned for further rounds of Zoom Around the Room. Thank you guys for playing, and have a great and wonderful rest of your day.